This is Google's homepage circa 1998. The look was utilitarian and far from visually stunning. This is what Google looks like today. In recent months, the company has introduced products that are the result of a major makeover that began a couple of years ago.
It was actually baked into our DNA that our products were very simple at heart and very easy to use. And I think Google Search is a great example of that. But over time, we realized we were missing an important part of the experience of a great product, a great design, and that's the beauty part of it.
In 2011, when Larry Page became CEO, he tasked designers with overhauling Google's look, starting with Gmail, Search, Maps, and Google+, all of which he wanted redesigned within a few months. The project was dubbed Kennedy, after the U.S. president known for his ambitious ideas. Unlike Apple, Google has no single gatekeeper overseeing design across the company, so it took a different tack.
We basically matured in our design process. There's a great deal more collaboration across the company, across design teams.
Designers played with typography, white space, color, and imagery to create a clean, modern, and elegant feel. The changes were striking. Perhaps the best example of Kennedy design principles is Google Now, a feature added to Search that attempts to anticipate your needs.
So you don't have to ask every time, Google, what's the traffic like to work? Google knows when you go to work and is able to offer that to you spontaneously.
Of course, that doesn't go over well with privacy hawks. And while Google Now promises a lot, the product can be inconsistent, especially on iOS. What it does well, though, is present information clearly and with style. It also represents a departure from Google's typical design process. To create Now, designers from all over Google locked themselves in a war room, then sketched and iterated until they settled on a vision.
Here you can see some of the range of exploration that we did and the attention to detail that we were paying. On the left, you have one that really goes with a very kind of lofted and bubbly kind of character to the card. On the right, we have another extreme and kind of takes a very edgy style, breaking apart into these different shapes. Neither of these felt like they were really center on for what we wanted the future of Google to be. But again, unless you draw them, you're not going to know.
Google's Maps app for iOS embraces the new design ideas, keeping the map front and center.
We focused on making the Map app as simple as possible. The map goes edge to edge on the screen, and there are very few elements on top and hardly any menus.
Buttons are minimal. Instead, gestures help you navigate around and get information. Certainly, Project Kennedy has made a mark, but in many ways, it's only the start.
Historically, Google has been an engineering-centric place. Making the transition to a company that also focuses on design isn't going to happen overnight.
Yes, designers are collaborating more, but even Google concedes they don't always agree.
There's a little bit of a trade-off. If we want to move fast, if we want to create great products but also get them into people's hands quickly, we can't always necessarily make sure that every single thing is completely, totally, consistent across the board.
Christian Samsarian heads the Interaction Design Department at California College of the Arts. He says for design to flourish, Google must sort out those organizational issues.
People need to be together and they need to be seeing each other's work. And it's not just the consumers see everyone's work, but actually inside a large organization, it's hard to see each other's work.
Samsarian points to Gmail's Priority Inbox feature as an example.
On the web, Priority Inbox works one way. On Android, it works another way. And on iOS, it works a third way. You would think they would just use the same algorithm for all of them, but there must be some organizational reason why that's not the case.
Google may also need to rethink a belief it holds rather dear.
Every decision at Google is driven by data. Products are constantly analyzed and revised. But how do you measure something as subjective as design?
In usability labs, users try out products, while Google employees observe whether or not the information they wanted was found easily and quickly.
Until the leadership itself can take away their security blanket of quantitative results and actually go with gut and what they believe is actually better, they're going to have some stumbling.
By its own admission, Google is on a design journey, one it hasn't completed, though it has good reason to continue. The pressure has never been so high for tech companies to turn out products that are beautiful, both in function and form.